Hey, y'all, crunch, crunch. Here we go. Episode 2 of the podcast. Today, my reel on Instagram was about in 2026, we got to get rid of our abundance of caution. Okay. We're the generation, we used to throw caution to the wind, and now we're in abundance of caution. We are we're the FOMO. Okay. And millennials, we're the FOMO generation. We have a fear of missing out. Someone's having fun somewhere and we're not there. And we've got to get back to that. All right. COVID got us feeling safe and secure in our little houses. We gotta be scared that somebody's having fun without us, and we got to get out there and we got to do it. And when I realized we've got to quit doing the abundance of caution, yesterday, my sweet manager, Chris, called me and was just giving me the rundown. Look, if it gets 60 degrees, if it hits 60, that man's going to Florida. He and his wife, Bunny, are not going to be in Atlanta, Georgia, and it be cold. He can't stand it. But he was like, look, I got to come back to Atlanta. And I was like, okay, why are you coming back to Atlanta? Well, Jeff Foxworthy is doing a set at the Punchline because he's working on his new special. Jeff Foxworthy's new special, I cannot wait to see it, is going to be him doing bits at clubs. And then the final of the special, you get to see the bit completely worked out. My manager managed Jeff Foxworthy in the early days of his career. They've remained friends. And so he was like, hey, he's coming to do this at the Punchline. He's going to come film. And I'm telling my husband about it. And he goes, you should go. And I said, well, you're going to be out of town. He said, well, my flight gets back Thursday night. Just get somebody to pick the kids up from school. And you need to go and just watch him work. So I messaged Jamie. If you've been to a show, Jamie opens for me most shows. He is business partners with my manager. They own the Punchline together. He said, so I just sent a message. I said, hey, I just want to make sure that is this Thursday that Jeff Foxworthy is going to be at the Punchline. I said, I think I'm going to get a wild hair and go. And he said, absolutely, you should go and come in the green room and meet him. So I'd already decided, hey, we're getting a wild hair. We're going to go to Atlanta. We're going to meet the absolute GOAT of stand-up comedy, Jeff Foxworthy. Last night, I get a call from Jamie. I think Jamie is about to give me feedback on some bits. I had just sent him a text of, wouldn't it be funny if we did this? If you want to know the bits, because this is not a crunch, here we go. I'm going to tell the bits on Patreon. And so join me on Patreon. We'll go over the bits I did, Jamie. This is not for everybody because this is stuff that's never going to see the light of day, but it's funny to me in my head because sometimes there are things that are funny in my head that the whole world doesn't need to know about. Okay. So come see me over there. So I'm thinking he's going to give me feedback on the bits. And I'm like, I wasn't really going to do the bits. It's just in my brain. Like, wouldn't this be funny if you saw this? But Jamie goes, hey, you want to open for Foxworthy? And I was like, I'm sorry. What just came out of your mouth? Okay. And picture this. I'm about to get in the shower. All right. And I'm like, you know what? I'm just going to let Jamie know, hey, I was never going to do that bit. I was never going to do it. I just knew that I could message you. And so I was like, let me just put his mind at ease. We're never going to do that. Anyway, so I just answer it thinking he's going to say, girl, you can't do that bit. But he goes, hey, you want to open for Foxworthy? I'm sorry. What? What did you just say? He said, yeah. I talked to Chris. I talked to Jeff Foxworthy. Jeff Foxworthy said yes. So Thursday, thanks to me having FOMO and didn't want to miss out on Jeff Foxworthy at the Punchline, which feels like at my house. It feels like the Punchline to me feels like my best friend's house. I'm getting to open for Jeff Foxworthy. Okay. So ladies, I really, truly should be at home out of an abundance of caution that something could happen to my kids. Thankfully, my kids have been raised with a mom raised in the 80s. It's fine. They're going to be fine. Tim will get home. They're going to have a couple of hours alone. Meg's almost 16. It'll be fine. It'll be fine. I've got so many neighbors around here to watch them. It'll be fine. So, and plus, nobody's listening to this. Somebody right now is going, you shouldn't tell people your kids are alone. Nobody's listening to this, okay? I hope they are. I hope they are. I hope y'all are listening. If you are, I love you. Um, let's talk about some signs. Signs you're doing life right. I'm 48 years old, and right now I've got a bestie that's pregnant, and I got a bestie with 5 grandkids. If you're in your late 40s, your mid 40s, your early 50s, and if you don't have a pregnant bestie and a bestie with grandbabies, you got to get them. It was my girlfriend Patsy that told me I needed to go get my levels checked and go get some hormone replacement therapy. And then it's my bestie that's pregnant that's keeping me in touch with stuff. She's an elder millennial and she's keeping me young. And I'm going to tell her one day it's time to go get your hormones checked. It's time to go get them. I'm going to be the one to tell her it's okay to look like an idiot in a weighted vest. Okay? And I'm here to tell you, just do it. Look like a ding dong in a weighted vest so that way you can look really good in the rest of your clothes. Okay? Another sign you're doing life right. And this is truly the best sign that you are in with society. Have you ever been asked to write a character letter for a judge? Have you? I feel like that is a sign that you're doing life right, that someone has asked you to write a character letter. I didn't know that this was a big deal until I was working at Everyday Gourmet. It was owned by the late Miss Dero Puckett. I'm going to be honest with you. I'm not really certain that she's late. I'm just saying it's been so long and she was so old. She should be the late. Okay. Hold please while I Google her obituary and see if there is one. I mean, please, Lord, please tell me you've taken her by now. Oh, praise the Lord. Praise the Lord. I didn't want to put her in the ground before she was, and somebody could be like, Ellen, she's still alive. And I mean no disrespect in that manner, but I mean, honey, she was old when I knew her 20 years ago. Okay. So she passed away in 2023 at the age of 92. Okay. So now I think, do y'all see why I had to just Google and make sure? But honey, she was living a clean life. So she could still be kicking. Let's read her obituary if we can. Dorothy Todd Puckett. Okay, what a great name. And everybody called her Dero. 15 grandchildren. I bet she just gave them all money. I bet she just probably passed out money to each of her kids and said, just get them something from me. Just get them something. Because look, my mama didn't have that many. And she's like, just tell me what you want me to get your kids. Something happens and these grandmas get tired of shopping for the grandbabies. I'm not going to read her whole obituary. Okay. I'm going to save you from that. But it was Miss Dero Puckett is the one who taught me that writing a character letter is one of the greatest signs that you've made it in life. And it's because she was asked to write a character letter for Miss Martha Stewart. And it was when Martha Stewart went on trial for that insider trading. She and Martha Stewart and Dorothy Puckett became best friends because the Symphony League of Jackson had Martha Stewart come. No one wanted to host Martha Stewart. They were all too scared. Honey, Miss Dero Puckett said, I'll do it. I'll have her in my house. I'm not scared. And they became the best of friends because Miss Dero Puckett does not miss. She does not miss. And so there was a book with Martha Stewart. And I said, oh, I love this book. And she said, she's one of my best friends. And I said, you are? And she said, to make sure I knew how best friends they were, she goes, I wrote a character letter to the judge. You did? She asked me to. Okay, so I guess you are best friends. And then she told me the story about how she came to Jackson and how she hosted her and they remained friends. She also invited her when at the time, whatever book was coming out, she invited me to her book signing in New York, but my husband couldn't come. So I didn't go. And I said, you didn't go because your husband couldn't come? She said, a lady doesn't travel without an escort. And that's when I knew I wasn't a lady. Okay. Cause I will travel unescorted. Okay. And so I'm not a lady. Dero Puckett owned the Everyday Gourmet in Jackson, Mississippi with her daughter, Carol Puckett Daly. If your son marries a girl and she keeps her maiden name and she makes sure that everyone knows her maiden name, that means your son has married someone rich and you are not rich. And because she needs to make sure everyone knows, like, oh, I'm from this family. She has not cleaned or cleaved. She is she didn't, she's not a wherever you go with I will go and your people will be my people. She's keeping her people. And there's nothing against her people, but she is keeping her people because I mean her daddy owned Puckett Machinery. So they sold all the heavy equipment to every construction company, probably in the state of Mississippi. So, if I was a Puckett in Jackson, Mississippi, I would keep the Puckett. Like even people who got married and they were like, who are they? Pucketts. They're from Puckett money. Keep the name. Keep it. So anyway, D-Row Puckett and Carol Puckett Daly owned the Everyday Gourmet together. Miss D-Row would come in and organize the cookbooks. That was her job. Southern Sideboards. This was the first cookbook from the Junior League of Jackson. Honey, it's a treasure. And we were just talking about great cookbooks. I was an idiot. And I said, because I'm about, 24, 25 at the time. I said, I don't believe I have that cookbook. She looked at me and she said, honey, don't ever let anybody hear you say those words out loud again. Never say it again. And as a matter of fact, if you buy one new, go run it over in the driveway of your car. Back over it a few times. Do not get caught with a new copy of Southern Sideboards. You should just have one. I told my mother that story. She got so mad because she said, I have Southern Sideboards and I have you a copy of Southern Sideboards, but you are so stupid that you would not remember that you need this treasure and you would throw it away in a purge. So not only do I have a copy, but have you a copy? And I reported back to Miss D-Row. I said, Miss D-Row, I just want you to know, and I just want to make sure. She said, oh, honey, thank God, because you seemed like you come from good stock. So yes, that makes sense that your mother purchased you one, but knows that you are too stupid to keep it. If you can get your hands on a copy of Southern Sideboards, here's what's beautiful. The foreword is written by Wyatt Cooper, who is Anderson Cooper's father. Anderson Cooper's father is from Mississippi. He writes the most beautiful foreword about life and family in Mississippi. So the other beautiful thing about this cookbook is that just turn into a random page, artichoke and oyster soup submitted by Mrs. W.R. Newman III. I'm going to turn to another random page. Sweet and sour pork, Mrs. Arnold Hederman Jr. Hederman Printing. Okay. If a Hederman's getting married, she's going to be like, I am such and such Hederman, and then the last name. And if you married a Hederman, honey, you're going to drop you're going to act like you were born and raised a Hederman if you're in Jackson, Mississippi. Okra and tomatoes, Mrs. Herbert A. Crotzy Jr. I can't pronounce that. I'm so sorry. It's probably like the richest name in Jackson, Mississippi. And they're like, she's trash. She can't pronounce that name. The mushroom souffle is from Mrs. A.E. Blanton, London, England. That's just to let you know that I'm from Mississippi. I'm now in England. I just need to let y'all know that you're not going to see me at the Sustainer luncheon. That's just a slight. I'm not going to be there. Okay. So I'm in London. I'm in London and I'm rich and you're not, just in case. Florence's Toffee Chocolate Squares by Mrs. Wade Creekmore Jr. Okay. There's no lady is using her full name. I don't see you know what? Here we go. Butter Pecan Ice Cream by Mrs. Edna Mills. She didn't get the memo. Because she is a Mrs. Not a spinster in here. Who was the first spinster to join the Junior League of Jackson? Like, I am unmarried and I will join this group. So it's just fun I love to do these and just think of all the things that happened when they were putting together Southern sideboards. Because Lord, Mrs. Sally C. Knight is making banana pudding with vanilla pudding and pie mix. Honey, what? And ladyfingers? The people will talk. That ain't right. That is not right. Let's just stick to Mrs. Zach Hederman Jr.'s peach clafouti, okay? Lord. Okay, I'm sorry. That just took me for a loop that she's using a package, a banana pudding mix, and printing it in Southern sideboards for all the world to see. Why don't you just go ahead and put a thing of cream cheese and some chessman crackers, chessman cookies? I just love to think about when I read these cookbooks, did three people submit a recipe for gumbo and who's made it? Okay. Who made it? And did people, when they got the cookbook, did they go for it? And did the women call each other and say, can you believe they put her gumbo in there? She can't even make a roux. She cannot even make a roux. Let's see if, okay, for salad dressings, there's a basic French dressing, a garlic French dressing, and a tomato French dressing. I'm going to say that's probably how they were able to get multiple people's things in there is just what I'm going to say. Oh my gosh. I could read a cookbook like a novel. And if you can't, congratulations on being healed and whole. But yeah, they only put only one crab dip made the recipe. I'm going to find the pimento cheese and see whose pimento cheese made it, because that right there would be the winner of who made the pimento cheese. Okay, I'm going to Google it. We'll talk about it later. I don't want to fill up all of our time together going over Southern sideboards. Comment below if you have some favorite regional cookbooks. I love a Junior League cookbook. The next thing I want to talk about is a Mahjong playlist. I think y'all need one. And I'm going to work on a Mahjong playlist. I think, and then when it warms up, we'll do one for pickleball. Also, I think cross stitch. I just want to picture y'all doing your cross stitch with a little LL Cool J. I need love. Just a little something to keep you hyped. We're at the age where somebody posted online that, we all get sorted into houses, and it's either we either get sorted into Mahjong, pickleball, cross stitch. You also can get sorted, I think, into a reading house where you also do book reviews. And I only know that because I'm an author. If I must toot my own horn, toot toot. Hey Jesus, it's me. It's available everywhere you get your books. But I want to get you guys a Mahjong playlist. Okay. I want to get you one. And just something to help you guys get ready. I have a dream that one day I'll be a Mahjong DJ and that I'm at your Mahjong parties. And when somebody gets the first bird bam, I just start playing Gloria. And when you get and on your way, you are just getting yourself hyped for the Charleston with I wear my sunglasses at night. And then just when it gets fun and you start to realize I got it. I got Mahjong. We start playing Blondie. How fun would that be? So just know that when you're playing Mahjong with your girls, I'm wishing I was there just chomping on some pimento cheese, some pepper jelly on a block of cream cheese and a wheat thin, not a Triscuit. Okay. I'm a wheat thin over Triscuit girl. So if you're a Triscuit girl, if you could just tell me you're a Triscuit girl, I'll bring my own box. Okay. Just a pepper jelly, a sauce of some sort over a block of cream cheese. That's all we need. Just know that I'm wishing I was there with you as your DJ. Ladies, I'm live. We're about to wrap up this podcast. I am live. I'm going to start out in Fort Lauderdale. Then I have Fort Worth, Dallas, San Antonio, Phoenix. We're testing it. We're testing out Phoenix. So please, if you know anybody in Phoenix, please come see me. We're just gradually tipping our toes out to see where we can sell tickets. I have got an event in Starkville. Tickets are available. come see me. If you love Mississippi State Bulldogs and some good cheese, hey, look, even if you don't love Mississippi State, you can still come and have a good time. Then I'm going to be in Columbia, South Carolina at the Harbison Theater. Thank you to the Harbison Theater for having me. And we're going to start adding in more dates. But listen, y'all come see me. I love y'all to pieces. I love doing these live shows. It's why I started it. We're ending this. If you can't get enough, if you want a little bit more, I'm about to go over and finish this up on Patreon. It's $3 a month. Okay. $3 a month. And you're going to get all this extra content. And why do I want $3 a month? Well, so I can pay for ads. That's why. And I need some more Dior Star filter. And that's what the Patreon money will pay for. Okay. I love y'all to pieces. So come see me over on Patreon, and we're going to figure out whose pimento cheese made it into Southern sideboards. We're going to talk about the bits I was going to give Jamie. We're also going to talk about why my daughter's not getting her driver's license at 16. It's a hysterical story, but it is what it is. She's going to have to wait 6 months. Okay. I love you. Go have a good day. Crunch, crunch. Here we go. Thank you for being here. I love y'all to pieces. Bye.